So I've noticed that I have this pattern where in fall, it's really rainy in the fall. Like right now, it just rains like essentially all morning, every morning. And I get really sleepy, so I end up sleeping in a lot more. So getting up at 5 a.m. just isn't an option. It's more like 6:30 or 7 a.m.
What you guys doing?
And I used to fight it and like make myself get up and make myself work out, but the workouts are never good. And it always just puts me in like a really funky mood when I make myself get up. So now we're gonna sleep in.
How about you?
And I just let myself enjoy it and let myself have the time. And it feels really good, and it's not like sleep is bad for you. Sleep is good for you. It's really good for your hormones, and it's really good for your skin. It's really good for everything. Oh, it's really good for your brain. Especially since I was just listening to a podcast. It was an interview with Ariana Huffington, who wrote The Sleep Revolution. This awful epidemic of people not actually sleeping. A lot of people on raw food diets say that they don't need a lot of sleep, and they say that it's because, oh, well, I eat such good diet that my body is just like hyper functional and it doesn't need sleep. But that's not true. Generally speaking, it's an indicator that there's some kind of hormonal imbalance and or they're not eating enough calories and their adrenal glands are getting worked up and releasing stress hormones that aren't letting them sleep properly. Don't believe anyone that tells you that they need less than 8 hours of sleep in a night. It's not true.
What are you doing? When you go under the blanket?
All humans need plenty of sleep. Oh god. I think I might go back to sleep. It feels so damn good. I think it's just terrible that we live in a society where sleep is like equated with laziness, and laziness is a bad thing. It's fine to be lazy sometimes. We don't all need to be like super hyperactive CEOs that get up at 4 in the morning and work out for 2 hours and then kill themselves at work and then go to bed at midnight. That's not something to be admired. Taking care of ourselves should be admired and rewarded. Living a nice life where you're actually happy and like you enjoy yourself. You know, if I had to get up every morning at 5 a.m., I would be miserable because I would be tired and I'd be resentful of my day and things that I have to do, and I don't want to live like that. And I'd also have like horrible wrinkles and under eye bags, and I would be unhappy. That's why I didn't have kids. Okay, I'll see you guys later. I'm just gonna roll around in bed for a little while longer. Maybe drink some water.
See, the key is you have to have a good cardio body.
Getting ready for work. And something that I forgot to mention in my massage therapy video is that I essentially get to wear pajamas every day to work, and I love that. And I get to buy them and write them off on my taxes. So, I'm at work. I had breakfast, which was like this much of smoothie, frozen bananas, frozen berries. It made me really cold, though, so I had to wrap up for a while. And I wanted to address, after my last vlog, obviously I posted that and I had to edit it and, you know, upload it and post it. Like, I did all of that very mindfully, and I do realize that watching it can be tough. I know that I have a lot of people that I look up to in my life and, you know, kind of idolize, and when they have difficult personal situations like that, and they share it, and they share that, you know, they are vulnerable and they are a real person, that it can be kind of difficult to see that and then feel like, oh well, if they can't do it, and if they can't be infallible, you know, what hope do I have? And so I don't want to take away from the message that I was sharing at that point, which is like, I'm a real person too. And again, so much of the people that I've watched over the years, I've looked at and I've said, well, yeah, sure, you're successful and you're happy now, but did you come from trauma? Were you born with a sense of self-worth? And was that protected as you grew up? And I look at those people, you know, a lot of those people are the ones that I look to who have good marriages and who are successfully raising children or who are successfully running their own businesses. And I say, well, my goodness, like, that's great, that's wonderful, but I feel like I can barely function some days. And I don't know how to fix that in myself. And do I still have the capacity to be successful and happy? And can I, as just like a deeply broken person, have a good relationship for myself? Is it even possible? And so what I kind of wanted to do by sharing that moment, not only explaining like why I haven't been around as much, why I haven't been posting as many videos, why I have perhaps been a little bit unavailable, was show that, yeah, you can come from a place of trauma and you can come from a place of horrid self-esteem, and you can live through the experiences of that coming back. Like I said it in my video, I'm so tired of trying to process this, and I'm so tired of having to deal with this, because what I've learned is that forgiveness is not a linear process. Like one day I can think of my mom and I can think like that poor little girl that had to be raised watching, you know, being beaten by her father and watching her siblings be beaten by her father and watch her mother be cheated on and treated like shit and blah 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 blah. I can look at her and I can hold her in just like pure compassion, and I can choose to forgive her completely. But then I wake up one day and I am just roaring pissed. And it changes. Every day it changes a little bit, and it's, I don't know if I even want to say that it gets easier, because does it get easier? It just changes. Time dulls the pain of it. You get used to it. You learn how to function through it. And you get more confident in your own strength. I really did want to share what I was going through, and I want to share now with you guys an assurance that I'm okay. And the outpouring of support and love and people sharing their own experience, like you just realize how common this is. Trying to survive after emotional abuse is so common. So please know that I am okay. And these are the kinds of moments when that foundation that I've set for myself, taking really good care of myself physically, making sure I'm eating enough, making sure I'm hydrated, making sure I'm sleeping enough, you know, those three things set the foundation for me to be okay as I process all of this stuff. So while I understand it's hard to like watch someone be in pain, I'm okay. I'm alright, and I'm going to be fine. I know that. I know that I'll have hard times now. It'll feel better, it'll feel worse, and then it'll feel better, and that's just life. Life is ups and downs, but I consciously choose to continue to take really good care of myself, even though it's hard. I very consciously realize that going to Target and getting a pint of Ben & Jerry's non-dairy ice cream might be tasty, but it's not really gonna help me out in this. And trying to be really conscious that I'm a little bit depressed and I want to sleep more, and I can beat myself up for that, or I can just enjoy it, like sleep in, like I did this morning and the last several mornings. And I can accept that I'm not going to be as productive as I potentially could be. And again, that's okay, and the self-love is accepting that and still mindfully pushing myself. Like, yeah, Lily, You need a little bit more rest. But let's be realistic. You're gonna feel better if you can get at least a little bit done today. It's okay if it's not your best work. It's okay if it's not as much as you think you should be able to do. But let's just keep taking little itty bitty steps forward. And I can't tell you how healing it is and how wonderful it feels and how assuring it is to have so many people come to me and say, thank you for sharing. I see how you're feeling. It's okay. I feel that way too sometimes, and it's hard. And that's a big reason why I wanted to make my last video, was when you normalize something that is normal, and when you're capable of empathizing with what someone else is going through, it takes away the shame of it. It helps to take away the feeling that we're not enough, and the feeling that we're doing it wrong, and we're not good enough, and we can't heal fast enough, and there's just something broken and wrong about us because we feel a certain way. That is certainly not the case, and as I have definitely relearned from reading all of these comments, what I'm going through is fucking normal. Unfortunately, it is normal. And trying to learn how to be a whole person when you're coming from a past when you were just like thoroughly snapped in two and broken is a hard path, and it's like consistently difficult, but it does pay off, and I won't give up. And I'm gonna use my foundation of excellent self-care and awesome lifestyle to get me through this and out the other side, so I can fall in the next ditch. Because that's life. Okay, I have some work to do, and then I have more clients to see. And I brought myself a pretty small lunch because I think we're gonna have an early dinner tonight. And like I've said before, like when I'm working, I don't like having a lot of food in my stomach. I'll see you guys later.
Having some leftover banana ice cream. As Petunia tears the yard up.
Petunia!
And watching these beautiful starfruit ripen. Should be a couple weeks now, and we'll have plenty of starfruit.
Alright guys, I got this selfie stick, and I didn't realize that when the thingy is plugged into the thingamajigger, it doesn't record audio, except for this like horrible, shrill, high-pitched noise. So what I'm talking to you about is going outside to pick the lilikoi, aka passion fruits. And I'm obviously wearing my glasses, so I'm going to take some time to stare at things far off in the distance and try to improve my vision. Indeed. And there's Tabby. My cat, a Tabby boy. He loves me so much. And I still yet to discover that the selfie stick does not produce audio, and now he thinks it's so funny he's gonna stick it in the ceiling fan. Still not funny.
We're gonna have like nachos for dinner, so I made like a big bowl of like beans and rice, and I think I even put some lentils in the rice and veggies. You are such a butthead. And lots of sweet potato and potatoes, so it's pretty much just like a giant starchy carb bowl, which is exactly what the world needs more of. Okay. Then we have some salsa and guacamole. And blue corn chips. I heard that Monsanto owns Garden of Eden.
You fucking with me.
I'm not fucking with you. And now Bayer is merging with Monsanto, so the world is pharmacy company, the aspirin makers. They're one of the worst drug companies in the world. They did a bunch of medical tests on Jewish people during the Holocaust. It was totally fucked up.
You kidding me? That same people.
Yeah.
They're affiliated with the same.
I love you.
Love you too, sweetheart.
It looks like there's a person standing behind you with pink boxing gloves on trying to give you a hug. Hey, where are you going with that? Oh, I see. 808 plant fat. 808.